What is going on, guys? It's your girl Easy Breezy, and I'm back with another hair sponsor, one that is not new to my channel at all, by the way. Thank you so much, MyFirstWig. They sponsored us with this really pretty 1B/99J colored wig. Now, the thing that separates MyFirstWig from all the other wig companies is how easy they make it for you to install your first wig. So basically, they have a wig stand, they have clips in there, they have all these different accessories to help you put your wig on and actually make it look nice. And all their wigs come with these really thick straps. So just in case, your lace wig gets loose over time, you can use those straps to make the wig tight again and keep it durable. Also, if you're the type of girl that really likes frontals but you have a hard time applying them with glue and you would rather just find a way to do it glueless, these wigs are really good for that, because where the bands are placed on the inside, it just kind of keeps it flatter. Now, you're always going to have to finesse it a little bit with the got to be glue or the spray, lay the baby hair so the sideburns don't flip up, but the bands on the inside really make it secure. Now, last but not least, one more thing about this company that I don't ever have to worry about is quality. Now, I'm not going to say their wigs are the fullest ever, but they're definitely soft and I don't ever experience any unusual shedding. So that's one thing to take into consideration. If you don't really care about your wigs being super full, if you like that 150 to 180 density, but you just want to make sure it's not shedding and it's super soft and it holds curls, then this is the company for you. All right, so if you need your stocking caps for your installs, make sure you hit up galaxygirlhair.com. We have 3 different skin tones: the beige, the medium brown, and the dark brown. Now, y'all ready for the shop talk today? Let's get into it right after this commercial. So while we're on the topic of MyFirstWig, let's talk about my first toxic relationship. Now, this is shop talk, all right? Whatever happens in the shop stays in the shop, period. Now, when we're young, right, we don't have much dating experience at all. We don't have much knowledge of self or even follow our intuitions like that. So when I was younger, right, I didn't really take into consideration someone's true character. I didn't truly get to know people before I, found myself falling in love with them. And it just seemed like I would just go strictly off of appearance and our initial chemistry. If I felt that love at first sight, twin flame type of, magnetic energy, I just went with it and I didn't question nothing else about their character. All right, so the very first sign that I really chose to ignore. So my ex, his family lived up north, right? So he would go back and forth to visit his family every now and then. So this time he went to visit his family and something happened up there that was really unfortunate, right? So he called me and he was like, yeah, somebody robbed my sister's house and they took her TV and took her stuff. And it was just really messed up. So, I'm feeling bad for him and I'm just shocked. And I'm just like, are you freaking serious? And then all of a sudden he goes, yeah, I'm serious. Why won't I be serious? You always think shit is a joke. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa. Whoa, you never heard that expression before? Are you serious? Are you serious? And y'all, he just got so mad at me. And I felt so bad because I'm over here thinking it's my fault and I chose the wrong choice of words. And I was really affected by that argument. And that was the very first argument we ever had. So ever since that day, I was walking on thin ice. So following that day, I tried to keep the peace, right? As the best way I knew how. So another toxic sign in our relationship was him basically blaming me for his decisions. So at one point, right, he tried to take this voyage down to Atlanta, and instead of taking a flight, This man was taking trains and buses and all this other crap, and he ended up spending as much as he would have spent on a plane ticket, and actually even more because he ended up spending all of his money before he even got here. So I guess at one point he got so frustrated that he was saying, oh, I'm doing all this for you and I spent all my money for you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here thinking in my mind, nigga, why didn't you just get your ass on that plane? Like, this is not my fault, you know? But instead of saying that, I just absorbed all of his energy and I took those blows and I really felt like it was my fault. So not only did I feel like I was at fault for the things I did, but I felt like I was at fault for things he did. And last but not least, on top of all of that, it was like he did not want me to have no, number one, girlfriends and male friends. Like, if I introduced him to a female friend that I didn't introduce him to initially, he would automatically assume that this was my quote unquote new friend, or why are you friends with her now or something. And it's like, my nigga, you don't know everything about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you can imagine how serious it was with female friends, imagine guy friends. Every time I would be interacting with my friends from high school on Facebook or Twitter, he would get an attitude and it would just make me feel like I'm in prison. And now that I'm talking about this, I'm remembering so many other things, like things that he would just get mad at me for. Like, we couldn't even have like a playful argument or a debate because it would always get serious. He will always get hot, hot and bothered and start yelling, or it would just always turn serious. And it was just like I could not be myself around him. And on top of all of that, I really couldn't be myself because every time I got a new tattoo or new piercing, he used to down me for it. Like, why'd you get that? Why do you keep getting tattoos? And that's not you. And I'm just like, my nigga, I am 19 years old. I don't even know who I am at this point. So long story short, all right, so let's skip to the end. I ended up trying to distance myself from him. I didn't have the balls to end the relationship. I didn't have the balls to stick up for myself. And I just thought that if I ignore his calls, then I could disintegrate the relationship. And that actually made it worse. He was calling me back to 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 back, like 100 times in a row, y'all. Like, to the point where I felt like I was being stalked. I used to cry. I used to pray myself out the relationship. And it was crazy because for a large period of our relationship, we weren't even in the same state. And I still felt controlled. Like, it was crazy. And not only that, he was in jail for 5 months of our relationship, and I was holding this man down. So he just had a hold on me spiritually and mentally for so long, and I didn't realize how unhealthy it was until I got out of the relationship. And the way I got out of it was really not even because of me. It was because of God and the universe. So basically, this girl texted my phone and she sent me pictures of him and this other girl holding hands. And when I saw the pictures, I was a little bit shocked because I'm like, did I just get cheated on? But then it was a feeling of relief. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. This is my excuse. This is the key to me getting out of this. And I used it, and honey, I rode it till the wheels fell off. And I used that as my excuse. And that was it. The end. So we didn't speak after that for years because I was just trying to cut it completely off, just dead it, right? So later on, we ended up having small conversations and catching up, and I still have just genuine love in my heart for him just as a human being. We're cool to this day. We're not that close, but it's all good. Like, as long as there's love and just light friendship, like it's all good in my book. And if anyone watching this video wants to share a story and, us have a discussion in the comments, go ahead and comment it below and let's talk about it. All right, so for everyone that made it this far in the video, as you can see, this install is coming out absolutely flawless. Okay, we did the baby hairs, I molded the hair, and now I'm cutting layers into it so we can get ready to style. So if you're wondering what I used on the baby hair, I used the Got To Be Glue gel, and to mold the hair, I used my Tropical Root setting foam. And one thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video is their laces are like top tier. Their laces are always soft, always flexible, and they come like in this light brown tannish color, so you don't have to tint, you don't have to use makeup most of the time, right? Unless you have a complexion where you do have to adjust it a little bit, then yeah, you know, do what you gotta do. But I love laces that come already tinted. It definitely matches a wider range of complexions, and it just makes it easier. Like, they don't call it My First Wig for nothing. They really make your first install or installing wigs on yourself super easy. All right, so my model wanted some body and some bounce, so I'm taking these 1.5-inch barrel curlers and doing some pin curls. And I always pin, you know, my curls up before I let it down and style it, because when you let the curls set and cool off in the shape, it holds the curl a lot longer and makes it way more bouncier. All right, so now that we took out our pins, I'm gonna take my comb and comb out the curls and really sculpt this hairstyle. Now, I don't even think I used holding spray before I curled it, so we really finna see how good this hair can hold some curls. But of course, as I'm sculpting it, I'm gonna be spraying it with my Got To Be holding spray. All right, you guys, so this is the final result, and I am in love with this color. Now, my model said this is the first time she ever had color like this, so I know she was feeling herself. I know she was feeling herself, and I love it, girl. Like, it looks great on her complexion, and I definitely recommend this company. So once again, thank you so much, MyFirstWig, for sponsoring this video. If you guys want this exact unit, I'm going to put all the information in the description below. You already know. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you go ahead and do that and turn on your notifications. See y'all later.